Hey, I'm Penny, this is Penelope's Pitstop, and in this issue we're going to be continuing the assembly of the left and right shoulders. So hello, welcome to stage 28. We will be continuing assembly on the left and right shoulders. So as always, let's begin with the parts check. We have 28.1 right shoulder plate, 28.2 left shoulder cog, 28.3 the left shoulder spring, 28.4 right shoulder cap with rod, and 28.5 is a right shoulder cap. 28.6 is the right shoulder tube, and 28.7 is three 3x6mm PM screws. We will also need a screwdriver and left and right shoulder assemblies from earlier issues. So let's have a look at step 1. Take the assembly from stage 27 and insert the plastic tube 28.6 into the side socket 25.4C as shown. So this is the assembly, and we are looking for some reference points, and I can see that we have this piece here, we've got this piece here. This is the only piece where we haven't got, if you look at just these 4 parts, they're all across, but this is the odd one out. And I can see that the part they're talking about is there. So 28.6 is a right shoulder tube, and this is said tube. So I wonder if this is cut to the exact length. That will be interesting to find. Do you know what? If anything, it's a bit no, it's actually smaller this side than is this side, so we can only put the tube in this side, and that's not wanting to go in. So right, so if anybody has any tips on how to insert tubes into an area that it really doesn't want to go into, by all means. I'm actually pushing it with the tweezers, or the handle of the tweezers would be better. And it is going, but it doesn't want to. Oh yeah, so you need to push that tube in very slowly. There's going to be friction in there, just let it go at its own pace. And obviously you don't want to block the hole up, because that will just create air pressure. So that's stage 1 complete. So step 2, fit the socket 25.4 on the shoulder assembly into the recess in the shoulder plate 28.1. So this is the shoulder plate 28.1. Believe it or not, it's actually plastic, and you can't really tell the difference between this is metal and this is plastic. So looking at this piece, using this piece there as a reference, and looking at it this way, this goes in like that, and that's it. That's it. So step 3, fit the rod of part 28.4 into the joint that was assembled in stage 2, fitting it into the plastic tube 28.6 so that the joint is held together. So this is going to, right, so this piece that we've just fitted, you see we've got a shaped hole there, and it's by coincidence the same shape as this, and you've got holes there and a hole at the bottom, so that it needs to go into that hole, through that rubber tube, out through down the bottom end. So let me get the orientation again. So we might have to do a little bit of fiddling, moving things around, but I would suspect that once we get that into the tube, it should all sort itself out. Right, that is, oh, there we go. It is a struggle. So all you can do is push slowly and allow it to you know, allow it to do its own thing. If you put too much pressure, it's only plastic. So, right, I need just a little bit of assistance, because I also need to keep this bottom bit. There we go. Ooh, I've just nipped my hand with the tweezers. But, right, that's in. So you just need to do it a little bit slowly, and then just give it a bit of a rest, a little bit slowly. But look at that, that's quite a lovely piece there. So yeah, that I'm rather happy with. So I can guess what stage 4 is going to be, but obviously we will have a look anyway. So stage 4, fit the right shoulder cap 28.5 into the lower end of the joint. This is a push fit connection, so I quite like these because it gives you an option. Push fit just means you shouldn't need to glue it, but quite often you can if you want to. So this has actually got two holes in it, and you see there's 2 holes in there. So what we will do, we will push that in, and that is correct, that is a push fit connection. For me, that is not going to need gluing in, because I've got to get it out first to get it glued in. So that's that bit done, and I've got to be honest with you, I haven't figured out which way round this is going, but you can see how there's going to be movement, and it is actually quite stiff. It will move freely because of the weight, but it's got good movement. I can't show you the way it feels, but it's stiff enough, so that's rather nice. So let's have a look at stage 5. After checking the orientation of the parts, fit the left shoulder piece 28.2 into the centre of the left shoulder piece 27.1 supplied with the previous stage. So here is the previous stage, and this is piece 28.2, and we've got the inside on the top, as you can see, and then we want the recess, yeah, on the top, and that we know from past experience we can just drop that in there, and we can always twist that around later. So step 6, which we already know about, when fitted, the notches in part 28.2 fit over the raised parts in the centre 27.1. So step 7, take the assembled shoulder rods from stage 27 and fit the assembly of parts 28.2 27.1 onto the end so that the screw sockets are aligned as indicated by the red arrows. There's actually no red arrows, but there are blue arrows on the instruction, which I find amusing. And the raised pegs on part 26.1 fit into the holes in part 28.2. See the stage complete photograph to note the orientation of parts 26.1 relative to part 27.1. So we have done this before. On the other side, you see you have 2 recessed holes and 2 holes that aren't recessed. The recessed holes are going to contain these screw holes there, and then the other 2 holes are going to contain those pegs. So we know from past experience it doesn't matter which way round it goes, either that way or that way, because we will rotate it when it's finished. So step 8, fix in place with 2 3x6mm screws, 3x6mm PM screws. So we will get the screws, and as always they've given us a spare one, which is lovely, and these are quite substantial screws, so we need to reassemble this because we've put it down, but you can see how simple it is. So, and I would let that fall and just focus on this. Once you've got both screws in enough to bite, I've actually got the wrong screw head. I've got this on, I've got one that's big enough to just get the screw turning, but it won't be large enough to get the screw in really tight. So once I've got that to a certain stage, I will just give that a quick flip. So with my more suitable head, there we go. In fact, even this one isn't the right one. There we go. So we're looking for any movement. You could put thread lock in there as well if you wanted, which I'm not going to. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. So I was already happy with the tightness of the screws, but I just want to try a different head. There we go. So I don't think that's coming out, and I think we know what's coming in the later stages because we've done this before. So let's have a look at stage complete. So parts of the left and right shoulders have been assembled. The spring will be fitted in a future issue. So this is what we are left with. That's too far over. So there is our comparison. Okay guys, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future issue.